here's teapot number 2. And looking everywhere for the handle. And let's check it out. So again, I think that that's more handle than this teapot needs. I kind of planned for that. Something like that looks good enough for me. So again, same stuff. Put it down on a flat, clean surface. Clean her up. This has a lot of extra clay on it, enough that I might just cut it. See if I can find my knife easily. There we go. Okay. Okay. I don't know if you saw her jump up there. Julie. Hi. Good girl. Uh-oh. Hi, Popo. I lose all my tools because I have Popo. Okay, now I could have done a slightly better job of forming this handle. If I had draped it over something, it would have been like a more perfect handle as far as shape goes. This is like a little bit bumpy. And this also is a little thicker on one side than the other, so I'm gonna have to consider that when my student, when I place it. Do I want the thick part in the front or the back? We'll check it out and see what looks more like it flows better. Hi, Popes. Okay, so now again, sizing it to cut it. Yeah, I think I'd like to cut off about 1 inch. And this one also will have an angle. Usually it has an angle, the attachment part has an angle. So going to about 1 inch, not that much of an angle. We'll go like that and like that. Knowing I can always cut more. And let's see it. My thinking is that the thick part will go in the back. Yes. I think that looks great. Sorry, let me move this. I'm really happy with the way that looks. So I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna line it up. Sometimes because it's a pulled handle, it'll have a little bit of a rotation. That if I can, I kind of want to untwist right now. So I'm just gonna gently untwist that rotation. It's not really a rotation, it's like a sway where one side is higher than the other. So let's see here. Part in the back. The cuts look pretty good. I don't think I have to do very much more for that. And let me align it. So to the spout, to the back, and then the handle. Still not really sitting flush, or not flush, but it still has this bit of a obvious twist. I think with my cuts, I might be able to right that. So I'm just gonna cut it a little bit more on the side that it seems to be leaning down on. Just a little bit more. So let's see if that worked. Yes, not the side that seemed a little higher. One more, just a little bit on this side, just a tiny bit. See if that makes a difference. Just trying to get it to be kind of close to sitting flush. Okay, so looks pretty good to me now. I'm just aligning it, the spout and the handle and the back. And look at it from both angles, look at it from here. And I can see it just a little bit more off the top here, right here. These are little details that it just helps a lot when it comes to putting it on, because if it just fits perfectly when you're putting it on, it's like so much less work to attach it. Okay, so good to take a little time there. Okay, check it this way. And check it this way. Looks good. Still handmade, not perfect, but good. Okay, and then I will, let me just see here, do I want it further? There's like little details of the placement of this handle. Do I want it up high? I think that's where it seems like it should go, is up high. Okay, so I will trace. Pretty much up to the rim there, so I don't have to mark that. And then this one might as well also go to the rim. Let me make sure I can easily take that out. Yes. No, this one I think should go to the back. Okay, so I'm gonna put that. These are tiny little details, tiny little choices that I'm making about, whoops, sounds like the cats are getting into the plastic. Maybe I better go save something over there. Okay, hold on. Try to have the camera here where no matter where I am, you can still see, because I feel like I keep forgetting the camera. It's not September yet. Okay, so I'm gonna score the handles. I just kind of sneak them off the bat, so I can easily get in there, but the handle's still supported. And I'll score these parts. This one, because it doesn't have the overhead handle, I can use this rib, which I think this is my preferred rib. I like this one. If I can use it, I do. Let me see here. I'll go this way so I'm not getting the crummies into the gallery. This up while it's easy. And this. Playing with my cutting wire. Okay, and then I'll put some slip on the handle. And moment of truth. Let me see if I can just get in here and clean this up with my fingers before it's got the or with a brush. Just don't want anybody getting cut on them, but if I can't get my hand in there, other people probably can't get their hand in there. It's one of the things about a teapot, you have to make your choice about, can the person get their hand inside there? Most of mine you can't, and maybe that's a deterrent for people with buying them, but I just think that they're so nice with a small opening. And I generally don't want to have a big opening, but potter's choice again. You have to make your choices of which are the most important functional pieces. You know, for me, pouring is the most important functional piece. And this can still be washed. You just have to do it a little differently. And I think some places they probably just rinse their teapots and never wash them. I'm just going around the attachment with my finger, getting as much as I can just with a finger at first. Just like I would with a mug handle. Well, not attaching, but when I'm pulling the handle. Okay. And then I'll go with my brush, just some water. Okay. And this one's gonna get feet too, so I'm gonna have to get the book for that because I want to do that well. And that is not a regular practice of mine. Okay. I mean, it would be fine just to have it just like this. And maybe for this one I'll leave it, and the next one I'll do one with feet. That sounds easy, doesn't it? It sounds easier. Okay. So I'll just clean that off, and I'm gonna kind of roll it. So I'm rotating the tool to bring some of this clay down into that crease, spinning the tool as I bring it down onto the pot. It's a good little technique. Helps pull the clay down and still keeps it nice and smooth. It's probably intuitive, but worth a mention. I'm dragging that nice soft edge of the silicone tool around the attachment. Okay, let's clean her up and be done. Cats have found every single tool in the studio. Okay. Being really careful around the spout, even though this is a pretty sturdy spout. Just don't want to be nicking it. Trying to get all these little spaces out. It's not really a crack, but it's visually a crack, so just trying to smooth that out. Okay. There we go. And all these little spots. Oh my God, the cats. Okay. Kittens, they're kittens. They're maybe at 1 year old they're not kittens anymore. Wondering when the kitten phase ends. Okay. Okay. I do want to take a picture of the original just to see if they're, like when I looked more closely at the original it wasn't so obvious, but he's got a bit of a swirl in the actual teapot body. There's a line. So maybe my next one I'll try to get a little closer to that one. But I like the idea of being done with this one and not trying to give it feet. The only problem is that I need to finish the bottom now, which I was planning on doing after. So that's okay, it's not a problem. I would have had to finish it anyway. Let me see if I can get under there and take a look. Oh, I already did sign it. It actually can be done. Let me just run my hands along the bottom. Okay, that's good. Clean that off, put that down. Finish up cleaning the handle. So much cleaning. So much cleaning. Most things are better to clean now than wait till later. You might miss them later, and they're probably easier to clean now. So you're doing your future self a big favor by taking some time to clean up the lines. Get rid of the bumps, get rid of the little things. Unless you're making it worse, and then that's a good time to pause and stop and just to do it later. And usually if I pause and stop, I'll leave myself a little note, which is often the tool that I would need. Like sometimes I'll just put a pin tool like that if I need to do something with a pin tool later. Or maybe I'll leave a sponge up against it if I need to do something with a sponge. So I leave myself little notes like that to help me remember to not forget to do things. Remember to not forget. Okay. And finishing up, cleaning up. And then we are done. So much cleaning. Clean along with Amy. Okay. Pop that in there. And that's it.